Not in the beginning when I just heard people talking about it, because I just kept hearing, wow, when you have through gratitude, when you appreciate and you're thankful for everything you have, that you overcome by this amazing feeling. And I thought, oh, that, you know, they're having me on, to be honest, because I tried to be grateful, but somehow it wasn't working for me. But with a bit more practice, what started to happen is, oh, yeah, that feels really good. I taken the time, I took more time to really think about the things, what I actually had in my life, rather than focusing on what you don't have in life. Because what we think about, you know, when you focus on the things that you don't have, you get more of that. So by actually gaining more in life, let's think about and be grateful about what we do have. And I started to write my gratitude journal every morning. I was writing in there what I was grateful for my job, for the people that I was meeting, for what I was learning. And slowly and surely, what happened is I started to feel happier. Because what it was doing is it was taking me away from the things that I was focusing on that I didn't have in my life. More money, more this. And I did actually, by practicing this, get to the point where I just felt so grateful for what I had or have in life, and I really became tearful. And even just thinking about the word gratitude, it just lifts me up. It just makes me feel so light because I had that special moment. And I want to repeat that special moment always in my life by simply being grateful for what we have. Because if we're not grateful for what we have and use what we have, how can we get more? And you can actually use this to be really grateful to make the changes in your life. And yes, I did that as well. I was in a job that I wasn't happy in. It was so stressful, and the people around me, they were so negative, and their energy, it just was dragging me down. I woke up in the morning thinking, oh no, please, not another day like this, in this job, in this particular office. So having learned what I did, it took me a while again to implement it, but I thought, hang on, what are you doing here? You are just focusing on the negative things, on the stuff that you don't like. It's dragging you down. So you have to turn this around. You know exactly what you do, so just do it. So I sat there and I thought, right, yes, absolutely, I can do this. So I focused on what I had, and it was a little bit like this. I am so grateful for this job because I am earning money. It gives me money, and I can pay my rent. I can pay my bills. I can go out and meet my friends. I can buy books that I learn, that help me to learn more and grow more. I can take part in some workshops to do some more internal development. I can go and pamper myself when I feel the need to deeply relax, have a Reiki session or a massage. And I kept doing this. I kept repeating it and repeating it. And I started to feel much happier. And I didn't feel so down anymore going to work every morning and having this doom and gloom hanging over me. So that was gone. My mood, I was lifted. I lifted myself, feeling much lighter. And what I started to do is I actually started to make a note of what I wanted. So I kept saying, yes, I'm grateful, repeating, I'm grateful for what I have at the moment, totally grateful, felt it in my heart. And then I continued with actually thinking about what I would like to have and thought about it as I have it now. So I created this script of I am in a great job. I am adding to my skills, I'm learning. I'm with like-minded people that are inspiring and want to do the best for themselves and in their job. And I will even I earn more money, and it will take me places. So I created this new energy around me by just being so grateful for what I had. And sure enough, one day when I wasn't even thinking about it, I had a phone call. And it was a friend on the other hand saying, Angelica, the company I'm working for are looking for a German speaker to join their team, our team. How about it? And I nearly fallen off my chair. But it was just so great. So I went for an interview and I got this job. And it was exactly how I described it. And I stayed with this company for a while. And of course, I never stand still for long. I'm a person, I'm on the move, I want to learn, I have this drive in me to get to a level or a place where I want to be. So I left on to an even better opportunity. So yes, let's focus in life on what we want and what we have. Do not focus on life what you don't want, because we're only creating more of that. And there is a little exercise, and I have, which you could do if you like, to notice the difference, how you're feeling when you in a state or in a thought process of not grateful for what has happened or what you have, and then being in another state of being grateful for what you have. So it's a little exercise that I do in my workshops. I ask my attendees to do this, and this is to write down 5 or 3 or 5 points that you really have a situation, something that you're not grateful for, either something that has happened in your life or that is going on presently in your life. And when you write this down, notice how you feel about it. Yeah. And because you're focusing, then it's a different feeling when you're thinking about it and feeling it than when you do the next exercise, which is actually writing down 4 or 5 things that you're grateful for in your life, that happened to you in your life. Now you can do this with situations or something that has happened to you, or a general kind of, yes, I'm so grateful for Mother Nature around me, for the job that I am in, the people that are around me. And just notice how these 2 different exercises actually make you feel. You will find that one, obviously, doesn't make you so happy because it stirs up feelings of not being very happy at all, or you think that was so unfair what's happened to me, I just can't forgive this person, or I don't know why I'm still not at the point where I want to be. And with the other exercise, you probably feel, oh yeah, this is great. You know, I have a great life. And you feel your energy shifting. And when you feel that, when you come to that point, you can create with a different energy, because what you give out is what comes back. And I changed, well, there was a time where I had to change my attitude, and of course, to be grateful for what I have, which I am. I'm really, truly grateful for what I have, my complete experiences in my life. I thank the people that came into my life to give me the experiences, because they made me who I am today. So I say thank you very much to that. But coming back to a little example, there was a time when I was learning about what you give out is what you get back, is I decided to start smiling, because I realized that I really had an attitude that sucked. So I wanted to be happy on an ongoing basis. So continuously happy is impossible, but you know what I mean when you hear the story. And I just decided to smile at people. Each time it was appropriate, and I was walking in shops or on the streets, in an office, and when people came towards me and we made eye contact and it felt appropriate, what I would do is I just would smile at them. And some of them looked at me a bit strange. Some of them then nervously smiled back, thinking, why is she smiling at me? And I just enjoyed watching and feeling the process. And even in one company where I was working, I was doing some temping work, people were saying, who is she? She keeps smiling. She always smiles. I was referred to the lady that always smiles. And sometimes I made it my mission, when certain people that came towards me and you could see they were really stern. And I'm thinking, I will keep smiling at you, and one day you will smile back at me. And yes, a smile made me feel good. And eventually it made that particular person that always looked so stern, eventually my smile, the happiness, the lovely energy I created with that got through to him. And he started smiling. And of course, you know, it made me smile even more, internally and externally. But there was one day I was in the little market town, walking around on a Saturday morning, as I love doing, especially in the summer. Window shopping, doing my shopping, having a coffee, writing in my diary. And there's this lady that came towards me. I looked at her, we connected, and I smiled at her, and she gave me a lovely smile back. So I continued my business, and so did she. But for some reason, our paths crossed again. And I looked at her and I smiled with an even bigger smile. And I can tell you, she gave me an amazing smile, which was not just a physical smile. It was like a beam of light going straight into my heart, full of love, full of knowing. Even now talking about it, I'm going goosey. It was just so, so, so amazing. And it made me realize that sometimes things don't happen, you know, what we want, or we don't get a return straight away. It doesn't happen straight away. this has been a build-up over a couple of years, if not more. And then suddenly there is this beam of love and light in my heart. And it just told me that I'm doing good. I'm on the right track. And yes, it is true what they say. What you give out is what you give. What you give out is what you get back. And when you give from the heart, truly from the heart, then you receive truly from the universe, from the heart of the universe. So this is why it is important. It is a big part of life to find gratitude and to be thankful even in the most desperate moments where it is possible to lose hope and to feel despair. I've been there. I understand that. And it's not an easy task to search within you to find the feeling of being grateful for what you have. Because in that moment, you actually only focused on the pain, on what you don't have. You can't even see, or you think you can't see, and you think you don't have anything to be grateful for, but you actually do. And if it is simply just having your friends, and if you're in a job, for your job, look around yourself and within you. You have gifts. You have a gift within you. You have a beautiful soul. Search your soul and find what you have and be grateful for it, because that will shift your energy and the way you're thinking. The thought process is interrupted, and then you actually can start to think more and more and see more and more what you actually have, because you are so wealthy, and the wealth is not externally, it is within you. And this is really where life happens. But we get distracted from the external world that we live in with messages about how we should live and what we should do. Don't be yourself. Don't be your unique self, because that doesn't really exist. But I can tell you it does. It's taken me a long time to get to my unique, authentic self. And the journey was struggle, despair, hopelessness. But I used the tools that I was born with. I had to find them within myself, because we don't get a little book with instructions that says, by the way, when you're having a very difficult time, you do have it within you, the tools that you need to overcome the challenge and the trauma. So it's up to you to find them within you, so you can grow into this beautiful person, authentic person, unique person that you are, and using your skills that you're born with and that you truly have. So I hope that helps. I know it works. I've been through the process. And what I'm loving about all this is that there are so many scientists out there that are proving that there is energy out there. We can heal ourselves. and go out and find the books that speak to you. Never stop learning about it, because these people, their theories, they have the proof, yeah, that this works. And what I like about it is that I've come to the point in my life where I can share my story and say, yes, your past does not determine your destiny. Destiny does not. Yes, your past does not determine your destiny. And it is great. I think it's helpful. I hope at least it is helpful hearing the story and learning and knowing that from a real person. I'm not saying that the scientists are not real people, but somebody that isn't academic and that isn't a scientist, that somehow just had the tools within to get to this point and demonstrate that it is possible to change your life. Change the story that you tell. Change it to a story of gratitude, and not of a story of a victim. I don't have this. A story of not focusing on what you don't have, because it keeps you in that energy. So in this chapter, I like to leave you with that.